Okay guys, so we're going to talk about the dynamic warm-up real quick. This is for lower extremities, so this is if you're getting ready to squat, I mean even deadlift, anything like that, anything that's going to be that the lower half of your body. So it's going to be just right here. We're going to go through just what squat therapy is, an adductor stretch is bilateral side to side, hamstring stretch, and then some active air squats. So again, this is a warm-up. This isn't particularly geared towards getting more flexible, even though it certainly is one of those things that will work you towards that. But goal here is to be moving through good, clean ranges of motion through a warm-up when you're not under load, so that then you can get under load and then move bigger weight, without tearing your hips, knees, ankles, all that crap up. So anyway, let me set this up. We'll just kind of run you through it. So we're going to be holding each position for 20 to 30 seconds. This is a warm-up. This isn't, like I said, geared towards actual mobility. So squat therapy, what is it? Squat therapy is just simply getting into the bottom of a squat. So when I get down to the bottom here, I kind of find a good comfortable hip width. I want to be dropped down to the bottom here, knees out, back flat. So if you saw me from the side, I am able to maintain a lumbar curve with my hips below my knees. Anatomy plays into this, but more or less heels on the ground, ass back, back flat, whole thing. So we're gonna get into this squat therapy position at the bottom here. This is the position you really should get comfortable in. Getting down here, being active, chest up, not rounded out. I mean, you can do that if you're starting and you're really tight. But ideally, we're sitting nice and tall and active, belly tucked in, the whole thing. So we're here, 20, 30 seconds. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to move into an adductor stretch now from the bottom of this. Now I want everything to flow together, so I don't want to stand up and reset. So I'm in the bottom of squat therapy. When 20 seconds expires, I go straight into an adductor stretch right here. You have your toe up, or you have your toe there. I'd recommend kind of going a little bit between the two. It'll get that whole adductor bundle all the way down through here. The same thing applies here. I'm nice and tall, chest is up, weight's back on my heel. Should feel a nice little stretch here. So I hold that for 20 seconds. Now I'll come back to, you can either just switch over to the other side like that, which is a good flow kind of move, just where we're down into the bottom of this other side. You'll probably feel one side is tighter than the other. My right side is a little tighter today. But yeah, you're gonna hold for 20, 30 seconds there as well. Then we're gonna go ahead and come back into that neutral squat therapy position. And you could hold this for another 20 seconds if you wanted to. Or I like to just hook my toes right here. And this is where we're gonna surrender that lumbar curve, that low back curve. And we're gonna kick straight up into a hamstring stretch here. Now, big thing here is just opening up the hamstring, starting to get a little bit of that flexibility. If you're not flexible enough to hold onto your toes, you can just grab the back of your calves, whatever it is, but really pull down into that stretch and get that low back opened up a little bit. So, again, so that's kind of the point where you let that lumbar curve go a little bit. Now, once you've done those kind of 3-4 moves right there, I want you to actually go ahead and then go into your air squat. All right, you should be feeling a little bit more flexible at this point. You could do a Tabata 20-second air squat. Again, so do an air squat for 20 seconds, and you just repeat the cycle 3 or 4 times. That should feel pretty good. Now, for you guys that are a little tight and maybe have an issue getting into some of these positions, you can grab a med ball, a kettlebell, whatever it is you like. And I can utilize this guy to help me stay active. So if you're really tight in your ankles, you might be feeling like you're gonna fall back when you get into the bottom of the squat position. So still want to keep that chest up, but I use this ball to kind of support me, and then I can use it to balance myself when I kick out a leg here, and then when I'm doing those hamstring stretches, I can just kind of pull down into that ball as well. So that's a good, just active, and this is for lower extremity. There's a million different combinations and ways. There's gonna, everybody's got their own idea of what's best, but this is a good way that I found it works really well for me. Just opens up all those ranges of motion, and then you're ready to get into your back squat, front squat, whatever it is you're doing. So again, it's basic, but it's simple, it's effective. But the big thing here is flowing it together. You kind of have that. Just that cohesiveness where your body starts to tie together a little bit, opposed to just being like, all right, I'm going to kick into hamstring stretch for 2 minutes and then think that I'm warmed up or whatever. So yeah, food for thought. See how it works for you. Give it a try, and we'll kind of it's one of those things. It's always just life is an experiment, and functional movement's one of those things that's hard to come by. But you know, it is exactly that. It's functional. It takes some time to get there because we do a lot of unfunctional things in our day-to-day. So it's a good place to start. Start in your warm-up. You know, don't just go blasting into those, you know, 7 basic functional movements that, you know, CrossFit or whoever else has laid out. You know, you want to really make sure that, you know, you are prioritizing your warm-ups, and you know, a lot of us just tend to phone in the warm-ups, you know, A, not do them, or B, do them, we're doing them with sloppy form. So I mean, this really can be a core workout and, you know, a core engagement up front. So anyway, that's your functional warm-up right there.